Well, hello, guys. Happy 1 a.m. Now, some people, if I get any viewers on this at all, there we go. I've got at least one. So, well, we'll just give people a minute to file in. I didn't announce I was doing this stream or anything, but I have to show you guys this. I just have to. And this is not a Nitwits episode. I know I'm going to have a bunch of people join and they're going to be like, Carlin, are you doing Nitwits? I'm going to be like, no, sorry. Sorry, not doing Nitwits tonight. No. Because I got something crazy that I want to go through. And maybe this isn't something people want to hear about at 1 a.m., but I read this article and I was going to write about it on my Substack, and I maybe still will write about it on my Substack, but it was like so crazy that I just wanted to kind of like talk it through. Hey, Daniel. Happy 1 a.m. Thanks for dropping by. Yes, bot. This is live. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. I'm not even wearing makeup. We're doing it live. See, I didn't intend to be on the internet for public consumption today. I did my spy stream earlier. It was good. We did a good spy stream earlier. If you guys missed it, definitely go subscribe on the Substack and check out today's spy stream because it was pretty great. It was they talked about capitalism over and over and over. They had a whole capitalism section with a Harry Potter meme about capitalism. Can't be mad at that. Anyway, what I want to talk about, if you were wearing sunglasses, we would need the song I wear my sunglasses at night. Should I wear my sunglasses? Oh, right. And I was supposed to do a stream with Joshua tonight, and then Joshua got sick. Can I read with these on? They're crooked. They're crooked. Oh, I can. The article is big. I can read with these on. Maybe I should. I'm wearing my sunglasses at night. Okay. There you go. Just for you, bot. Just for you. Yo, bitter. Stick around a second because your mind is going to be blown at what I just read. I was reading a socialist teaching magazine tonight. This is what I do at 1 a.m. when I'm wearing sunglasses at 1 a.m. This is what I do. I read socialist teaching magazines to find out how socialists are infiltrating schools to teach your kids. Literally what I've been doing tonight. I do this shit so you don't have to. And tonight I was reading this article from Rethinking Schools. Now, does anyone know, pop quiz, does anyone know what Rethinking Schools is? Has anyone heard of Rethinking Schools before? I have. That's why I'm reading their magazine. If you want to know what socialists are doing in schools, Rethinking Schools is a great place to start. Why? Oh, CJ, it's not just an education magazine. No. It's not just that. No, it is that, but it's not just that. It is not social emotional learning. Do you guys remember Jesse Hagopian? Does anyone? No, CJ, this is not Ed Week. No. This is a socialist publication. This is not Ed. Well, I guess Ed Week's probably socialist too. This is not normal. It is about turning the schools socialist. Yup. They do, CJ. They also create curriculum. Who's Jesse Hagopian? Does anyone know who Jesse? I know you guys know who Jesse Hagopian is. Come on. Don't let me down. Don't let me down, guys. Who is Jesse Hagopian? I'll look him up for us. Bing. Yeah, well, kind of. Jesse Hagopian. Jesse Hagopian is the teacher that I got on tape at the Socialism 2020 conference, 2023 conference. Sorry, it's late. That I got on tape at the Socialism 2023 conference talking about how they need to use anti-racist education in order to create a socialist world that by by teaching anti-racism in school, then we are going to create a socialist world. Jesse Hagopian also openly brags about the fact that he, as a high school history teacher in Seattle, zooms himself into Florida classrooms to teach things in the Florida classrooms that the teachers in Florida can't teach. This is one of the ways they're getting around Ron DeSantis's anti-woke laws in Florida. And yes, Ron DeSantis' office knows about this because I sent them this. And they didn't do anything about it, almost as though they don't actually care about stopping this stuff. But Jesse Hagopian does openly brag about this stuff. And if you want to hear him, you can go onto the article in my Substack. Now, the reason I bring this up is I got these tapes at a session at the Socialism 2023 conference called Return to Freedom: Black and Asian American Solidarity Against Attacks on Education. That was where I recorded Jesse Hagopian. This is Jesse Hagopian, who is sponsoring this presentation at the Socialism 2023 conference. What's that? Who is sponsoring this session that I recorded Jesse Hagopian in, saying that anti-racist education is designed to build a socialist world? That looks to be sponsored by YesBot Rethinking Schools. And the reason that's sponsored by Rethinking Schools is that Rethinking Schools is literally a socialist teaching magazine. It is run by socialists. Jesse Hagopian is involved with it. The other presenter on the panel that they sponsored at the Socialism Conference is involved in it. Jesse Hagopian is also involved with Black Lives Matter in education. Jesse Hagopian is also involved with the Zinn Education Project. Rethinking Schools is also connected to an organization called Teaching for Change. And the two of them together started the Zinn Education. There is a completely incestuous mess of socialist organizations that are creating curriculum. These people create curriculum for public schools that your kids are going to. And that is what they do. They create curriculum that teachers can go and buy or even download for free to teach social justice and equity in the schools. So tonight I was reading their magazine because, I might be subscribed to it under various fake email addresses with fake names where I monitor this stuff. Yes, Rottweiler, they are also working with Haymarket Books because Haymarket Books is the sponsors of the Socialism Conference. So I would imagine that Haymarket Books was absolutely selling Rethinking School stuff in the bookstore at the Socialism Conference. So they're working with them somehow. So I was reading this article. This article is called Community Building as World Building. Now, yeah, they do have re in their name, don't they? They did. They gave it away, bot, didn't they? They literally have re in their name. Okay. Check this out. It was a rainy day and a few visitors to our laboratory school huddled outside my classroom under an umbrella. So I invited them in to look at the equity-based community my students had designed. These assholes are literally teaching students how to build a Marxist community. They are teaching elementary school students how to build a socialist society as a part of the curriculum. The students are literally designing the socialist utopia. Now, I've tried to explain this to people over and over and over and over and over again. How they are going to get the socialist utopia is that they are getting themselves into positions of power in organizations where they make laws and policies, and they develop laws and policies that no one has ever heard about until after they're already implemented. And those laws and policies gently push everyone towards socialism. If you want to take a social system and transition a large group of people from one way of living to another way of living, you can't come in and do it with a bang. You have to slowly nudge the population over to it in a way where they don't even know what's happening. It's slow steps, it's baby steps, so minuscule that you don't even notice it. They are literally teaching elementary school students bit by bit by bit to build a socialist world. This is going on in the schools right now and being documented in the Socialist Teaching Magazine. We have green roofs and white streets to keep the community cool and healthy for people, plants, and animals. Also, this is the Plaza Central, and we have a fountain that says "Amor, love," because that is so important in our community. It has to be at the center. Wait for it. We don't have police or money, but instead we have a farm, a farmer's market, a free metro underneath the community, free buses, and there is a beach with a lifeguard station and aquarium. They are literally, and they say this several times in the article, they are literally teaching kids to abolish the police. Like half of this curriculum is about teaching kids that the police don't really do anything worthwhile and good. And so why do we even have the police anyway? Let's build an entire world without the police. For people who don't know, abolition, as in abolishing the police, abolishing the carceral system, is like socialist number one issue. Anytime you see anything about abolish the police, anything, it is socialists that are doing it. It's radical revolutionary socialists. I work in a multi-age Spanish dual language program at UCLA Lab School, part of the UCLA School of Education and Information Studies. This is not some rinky-dink, far-off corner of an elementary school. This is the UCLA School of Education and Information Studies School. UCLA is University of California, Los Angeles. University of California is taxpayer funded. And I know no one is surprised about that because this is California. But this is fucking literally UCLA. Our school has a history of democratic learning and activism. What does democratic mean in leftist pop quiz? When you hear a leftist or socialist in this case write about democratic anything, what does that mean? Chat, go. Okay, maybe I underestimated the delay. I know they know the answer to this though. It means socialism. Anytime you hear socialists talk about democratic this, democratic that, democracy this, democracy that, it means socialism. It means socialist democracy. It means Marxism, socialism. Exactly. We invest in joyful learning experiences even as we grapple with the climate crisis, racial injustice, gendered violence, ableism, and many other societal issues. This is a socialist school. All of those things are like socialist number one issue. and they blame capitalism on all of those things. Like other educators, at the beginning of each academic year, our teaching team explores ways to build community with students. Guided by both the NGSS K through 2 engineering standards and the Learning for Justice social justice standards, Learning for Justice is socialist curriculum. Don't believe me? Look it up. I documented them. I'm pretty sure they're in the Unwoke wiki. Learning for Justice social justice standards are socialism. We posed this question to our students in our first trimester of school. How can we design a community in which everyone gets what they need? This is how they are framing equity to students. This is how they are teaching equity to elementary school students. They are saying equity is a society in which everyone gets what they need. That's what they're teaching. They're not teaching what socialism is. That's not what they do. They're saying, don't you believe that everyone should have what they need in order to survive? And the kids go, yes, yes, everyone should have what they need. And then they go, do you think it's fair that some kids have more things than other kids? And the kids go, no, no, that is not fair. Everyone should have the same. And then they go, do you if Johnny needs 2 cheeseburgers to be full and you only need 1 cheeseburger to be full, is it still fair that Johnny gets 2 cheeseburgers and you only get 1 cheeseburger because he needs 2 to be full, but you only need 1 to be full? And then the kids go, that's fair. They only should get what they need, and everyone should get what they need. And some people just need more than others. It's just the way it goes. And then the teacher goes, do you know like it's basically this is how they teach equity. Because equity is about the uneven distribution of resources from each according to their ability to each according to their need. That's what they're teaching when they do that. And I literally have a video on my channel of them teaching that. I didn't just make that up. That's how they teach it. So in this lesson where they are having kids, little kids, there are pictures of them, build a community based entirely on equity. They are teaching the kids how to design a community in which everyone gets what they need. And wouldn't that be nice? We have to take care of everyone. Everyone just gets what they need. No more, no less. Engineering and activism in elementary school are inextricably connected. Excuse me, what? What? Engineering and activism in elementary school are inextricably connected? UCLA School of Education. In response to the students' ideas about bodies having different needs, that's fat studies. That's fat studies right there. That's fat studies and that's disability studies. They're teaching kids about like there are fat people and there are skinny people and there are some people that are in a wheelchair and there are some people that do this and there's and that's not necessarily bad. I'm not necessarily saying that's like the end of the world, but this is literally introduction to disability studies and fat studies in elementary school. How do we design a community in which all bodies, young, old, small, large, disabled, get what they need? And there are the kids working diligently. Some teachers still wearing masks, some students still wearing masks. Kids had a conversation about the police officer. Oh, wait, hang on. I got to start this one, the previous paragraph. Later, we asked children in groups to match pictures of helpers to businesses and public services, and then choose one or two community helpers and describe or draw how they help their communities. During our whole class discussion that followed, students easily explained how a person who collected trash helped the community to feel healthy and safe. There was a heated discussion about whether or not a judge's responsibility was to find someone guilty or to figure out how to help people that have different perspectives and when feelings have escalated. They're literally trying to turn courts into like mediating disputes between people who are arguing, which I guess that's kind of what courts are, but like in a more informal way. They talk about that later too. Kids had another conversation about the police officer. The police officer was included in one of the read alouds. One child said the police help keep people safe. When I asked how, he looked at me blankly. Fortunately, we weren't aware of students having firsthand experiences with the police. We won't have crimes in our community because everyone is going to have what they need. Do you know how I've been teaching you guys that like socialists believe that capitalism causes all problems, right? Literally every single problem in society. And so when they're talking about abolishing the police, getting rid of the police, getting rid of jails, all that stuff, they literally believe that if they get rid of capitalism, there will be no need for the police or for jails because in a world built on socialism, everyone will have everything they need and then there will be no crime because everyone will have what they need. Look what they're teaching kids in elementary school. We won't have crimes in our community because everyone is going to have what they need. Plus, the police only come after something bad happens, Luca added. I tried to summarize. What I'm hearing is that some people believe crime only happens when everyone isn't getting what they need. So the teachers are actively reinforcing this idea. The kids are like having some, like the teachers are guiding the kids down this path that lands them in the category of if we just have equity, then everyone will have what they need and there'll be no crime. So we don't need any police officers. Other people are saying police don't prevent crime. They might show up after a crime occurs. We are in an era of the streets being filled with people working to defund or even abolish the police. So we didn't want to ignore these students' ideas. They are pretending that the students came up with these ideas on their own when they obviously did not. They had a teacher guide them to the ideas, and then they're like, "That's a great idea, students. You're right. We won't need police officers when everyone has what they need." They talk a lot about that. You guys can go read the article if you want. I don't want to spend all night on this stream. I just wanted to do this quick. They say again, they're constantly reinforcing to the kids, how can we design a community in which everyone gets what they need? The mansion should be furthest away in our community because they already have everything they need. They should have to drive further than the people in other homes. They're literally teaching kids that people with more money should be further away from like stores and the police. Well, they don't want the police, the fire station, like other things, the schools, whatever, because all those rich people, they have everything they need. And so they should really have to drive further because they already have everything they need. They don't need to be close to stuff. What activities might we include in an equity based community? So they've already at this point taught kids what equity means, and equity means everyone has what they need. So now they're reinforcing equity again. How might we have activities in our community where everyone has what they need? More late night streams, please. Seems conservatives are in bed and not in chat. No offense to anyone, any conservatives that are here that aren't being disruptive. We appreciate conservatives who are not disruptive of our chat. I know, they have jobs. They're too busy talking about how everyone who voted for Nikki Haley in New Hampshire was a Democrat, which is absolutely not true. There are staunch Trump haters in New Hampshire, and they can cry on Twitter all they want, but, like, I could go on another rant entirely about how stupid it is that the idea that everyone who voted for Nikki Haley is a Democrat, that's retarded. It's so stupid. But I'm not gonna rant about that. I cannot. If you believe that, you are not smart enough to be on my channel. I'm very, very sorry. It's me, it's not you. I'm sorry. I live here. Most of you don't. Thank you. I do appreciate it, Lyndon. Luke argued that taxes and, in effect, money were good because they paid for parks and libraries. But in the end, children agreed that everyone would care for the resources in the community and work together to help the community without actually having money. Interestingly, the children had excluded police and banks from their initial models. I mean, we have been getting this inkling that socialists literally want to get rid of capital. Money is capital. And so is it really out of the realm of possibility that socialist teachers would teach kids how to build a society without money? Because you just get vouchers. You get your vouchers in the socialist world. You get your rations. Yes, it also CJ, yes. It also means everyone's working for free, ain't no money. Everyone is just doing the work for the betterment of the community because they are all good and part of the collective. Again, our goal to create an equitable community. They kept reinforcing that. There are the kids, the good little socialists. We can't blame the children. One of them's wearing a mask. I'm sure it's not their fault. Because socialists still do believe that we all need to wear masks. That's just the way it goes. They're calling it ethically reimagining. Mr. Peters, whose class was embarking on a different design challenge involving a community of fantastical animals, got wind of the work in our classroom. We invited her younger students to visit. Their questions and feedback gave our students an opportunity to solidify their thinking and explain their choices, all while revealing that some components of the community were missing. When children explained we had no police because everyone would get what they need, younger kids asked about what would happen if people had problems. The idea of a court emerged as a place where problems get sorted out. So now, the already young children are teaching even younger children that we don't need police in our future society because everyone has equity, and that means everyone has what they need. And because everyone has what they need, there'll be no crime. They're having the kids teach the kids. Older students also visited our community before it was unveiled to the students' families. The older students talked about how communities were always changing and asked if we had considered solar power. Only one factory had a single solar panel. The older visitors asked questions that offered younger students opportunities to explain the decisions they'd made and articulate their vision of equity. Our students stood firm in the no police in the community and explained how unfair incarceration could be and how bad it was to separate families and community. So now that they have taught the already young children, and let's just look at another picture. Oh, aren't they precious? Precious little socialist activists. So now, not only have the young children taught the younger children what equity is, now the older children have come in and they have quizzed the students in the class on what their version of equity is. And the students, and again, how old are these? These are like 6, 7 years old. They're making the students defend their society with no police. And they're teaching kids that the police are bad because they separate people from their families and communities. And that in a society built on equity, they won't need the police because everyone's going to have what they need. Again, they just kept reinforcing this. How can we design communities in which everyone gets what they need? That's pretty much the article. I got to tell you though, this is crazy. This is how they're teaching socialism to your kids, guys. There's the link. This is how they're doing it. They are telling us how they're doing it. Why am I the only one talking about this? Honestly, I know that everyone is distracted by all the race bullshit that the conservatives spew and all the drag bullshit and the book banning bullshit. This is why I have always been against book banning in the first place, because book banning was never going to solve this problem. This is the real problem, not the fucking books. This is the actual problem. Thank you, Lyndon. Yes. Not rip just poor children. Rip everyone. Rip all of us. We are so fucked. We are so fucked. This is Jim Jones meets Mao level of... This is UCLA. School of Education. University of California, Los Angeles. Really tough school to get into. In the School of Education, they are teaching this bullshit. Distributing it via socialist teaching magazines that make curriculum that people can go buy. This is for free on the internet. I'm not paying for this. This is literally for free on the internet, guys. Anyone can go and read this. Why am I the only one doing it at 1 a.m.? It is so infuriating to me. I posted a podcast on my Substack tonight. You guys are going to love this. I posted an episode of my Inner Circle podcast in which I explained all the reasons that my work is better than James Lindsay's. And it wasn't just bitching and complaining. I have serious points that I made in that podcast that I think are accurate. But one of the reasons that I'm absolutely convinced that my work is better than James Lindsay is James Lindsay literally does not understand how they are teaching this shit in schools. And if he does, he hasn't fucking explained it. Because no one on the conservative right understands this. They think this is why it pisses me off that James Lindsay is in the back pocket of Moms for Liberty. I will never forgive him for this. Yes, James Lindsay is an academic. He's a serious academic. He doesn't read articles in piddly little socialist teaching magazines like Carlin does at 1 a.m. to find out exactly what they're teaching your kids in school, coming out of UCLA School of Education. And it pisses me off that conservatives just ignore this shit over and over and over again because they want to read about books. Books that no one had even goddamn heard of until conservatives started reading about it all over the fucking media. And kids who weren't interested in reading those books before, all of a sudden were like, what's that book that all those evil conservatives are trying to ban? Do you know, you guys know that genderqueer has probably been read more by kids because conservatives fucking banned it everywhere? Do any of you remember being kids? Do any of you remember, like, if you got wind of, like, mom and dad doesn't want me to see that, then I want to see it, or the teacher says I can't read that, then I want to read it, or the librarian is taking that away from me, what does it say? Do you guys forget that, like, teenage boys used to have, like, Playboys under their, like, do you, like, yeah, I've heard. I've heard. I hear everything. Everyone tells me everything. I did. I'm wearing sunglasses at night. This is how they're teaching Marxism. This is the indoctrination. This is the quiet way it's happening. This is what people need to get out of schools. This. Bot says, according to the LA Times, the crusade against genderqueer has largely driven its popularity and increased the size of the royalty checks. The memoir has sold more than 96,000 copies and has been translated. Everyone owes me $2. Well, not everyone who agreed with me. Everyone who thought I was wrong owes me $2. Lyndon, thank you. I'm a conservative and I understand the socialist agenda thanks to you, Carlin. I mean, I appreciate that. Listen, I feel sometimes like I rag on conservatives. And, you know, it's not that some conservatives like don't deserve it because some of them do, but I also feel bad because I know that some conservatives don't deserve it. And I just hope like if you are a conservative that gets it, like, just know I'm not talking to you. I'm just very frustrated that the political right is just like wasting all this time and all this energy and they don't listen to anyone and they are spending quite literally hundreds of millions of dollars on strategies that have no hope of doing anything. But I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad. I'm a liberal tonight on Twitter because I correctly pointed out that not all the votes that Nikki Haley got in New Hampshire were secret Democrats. So I'm a liberal, I'm a libtard, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other thing. This is all coming from conservatives because they don't fucking listen. So I appreciate you, Lyndon, and you're adorable. Thank you. Did you see the link I DM'd you on Discord? I have not. I have not been on Discord in like 2 days. I need to get better at Discord. I know. It's not that I'm not better at it. It's just I have like I need to restart my computer and I don't feel like running Discord on it right now. It's slowing down my entire computer. I'm sorry. That's really what's happening. I have a whole bunch of shit on my desktop I need to catalog. No, because they don't know that. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Because the moderate ones are some of the worst. And they're all authoritarian. They're all authoritarian. No, I can't. No. No, I will not send this to Matt Walsh. You want to know why? Because Matt Walsh has stolen my work and smeared me on more than one occasion. Matt Walsh can fillet a fucking cactus. He can do his own fucking journalism. He should stop stealing from other people who are actually up reading this stuff at 1 a.m. when he's not. Reagan, it's good to see you. 100% correct, Carlin. Even me as a conservative who's been with you from almost the beginning, we understand when you rag on conservatives, you're not talking about us, those with brains at least. I know. I just feel bad. I feel bad. Because, you know, I can't say the good conservatives because all conservatives think they're good conservatives, right? So I just have to trust that you guys know that I'm not talking about you. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say. I just wanted to read that article because I was floored. I was floored. I found a queer Omaha archive section on UNO's website. Oh. Well, that's promising, Naruto. I will definitely make sure to check it out. It's not personal. I just haven't been on Discord in a couple days. I know I need to get better at Discord. I know. All right, guys, that's really all I have. I just wanted to read the article. Thank you for coming. No, I don't have anything else to say, bot. It's almost 2 a.m. Whoa! Tolkien fan. Holy shit. Tolkien fan. Way to make my night, buddy. I appreciate it. You have opened my eyes to the truth about what's happening to our society and our schools. I cannot thank you enough for exposing this. Thank you, Tolkien fan. Thank you guys for making my night. Look at all. See, this is why I go live at 1 a.m. because you guys let down your spending inhibitions and you send me nice super chats. But a lot of people send super chats tonight. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Oh, Ben Shapiro versus Rottweiler. Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me, Rottweiler? Why would you make me watch that? I don't want to watch that. Why? Oh, God. God. All right, guys. I'm really going to go now. So, thank you guys for hanging out. Check out the podcast I did where I was complaining. I was actually I feel like I was being pretty pragmatic in my podcast about James Lindsay. I actually love it's you know what happened after he blocked me? I like the floodgates of everything that I've wanted to say for 2 years just like burst open. And I was so deferential to him before that shit. I was always defending him. I was always deferential to him. I never said what I really thought because I was like, overall, he's a net positive. Shut the fuck up, Carlin. Overall, he's a net positive. And then he blocked me for not speaking well of Moms for Liberty because Moms for Liberty has fucked everything up. And then the floodgates of like what I really thought open because I'm not one that keeps my mouth shut, guys. I'm just not one that keeps my like if I have to not say something I want to say, it like tortures me to my soul. But I still think I was productive on that. All right, guys, that is all I have. And I will be back tomorrow at 5. Well, I guess today, Wednesday at 5 p.m. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.